One Piece theories are insane, seriously. The amount of effort the fans of One Piece go through to study it and craft these well thought out theories that may not even happen is immense, but that's what makes watching them so entertaining. The ability to predict what the author will do through your creativity and understanding of the series, and that's what we'll be talking about today. 10 insane One Piece theories that may come true. Shanks is evil, starting off with a hood classic. This theory is probably older than you, and it gets a brand new update every year. After Luffy defeated Kaido, Shanks told Ben Beckman that it's time to claim the One Piece. The timing of Shanks saying that is very dubious, and it makes us wonder why he waited that long until you consider these facts. Shanks knew that the Nika awakening was vital to utilizing the full potential of the One Piece. He knows this because Roger wasn't able to do so when Roger finally made it to Raftel, which is why everybody laughed. So Shanks knew that Luffy had awakened his devil fruit from Luffy's new bounty poster, and that was the main signal for Shanks to start going after the One Piece. This explains Shanks' previous behavior, like when he sacrificed his arm to a Sea King. Although we are told it was just because he bet his faith on the new generation, it can also be true that Shanks needed Luffy to survive so he can eventually become Joy Boy, and Shanks can use him to find the One Piece. And this makes sense because we now know that Shanks' crew went through a lot of effort to acquire the Gomu Gomu no Mi from Who's Who, and it explains why he stayed in Fuchsia village that whole time, because Shanks originally intended to give it to the son of the Pirate King, Ace, but that just means child Luffy got in the way of Shanks' plans and became the new victim, which is hilarious to think about. This also explains why Shanks stopped Kaido from joining the war in Marineford, because Shanks was explaining to Kaido that Luffy would one day become Joy Boy, and Kaido believed the only person who could kill him was Joy Boy. I explain this in much greater detail in my video about Kaido. Make sure to check out if you need more convincing. Honestly, I used to think Shanks' evil theories were ridiculous until the devil fruit reveal on Wano and Who's Who's backstory. Until then, it made no sense with that plot twist, but now I can see a future where it's possible. This doesn't necessarily mean that Shanks is evil, it just means he's using Luffy to achieve his own goals through manipulative tactics, which makes sense because he is a pirate, the previous user of the Gomu Gomu no Mi. Speaking of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, have you heard about the theory of who the previous user was before Luffy? Hawkins D. Rouge, the mother of Ace, has been theorized to be the previous user of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and the reason for that was because she delayed her birth by multiple months, which would be impossible for a standard human, but because she had the Gomu Gomu no Mi, she could stretch out her organs, specifically her uterus, and delay herself from giving birth. Honestly, this may seem like it contributes nothing to the story besides being a cool Easter egg, but could also give more depth to Shanks wanting to give the devil fruit to Ace, and it would also explain why Roger chose to marry Rouge since he had that devil fruit, but making a theory about a theory is absurd. So I'm just moving on to the next theory now. Usopp will die. In Little Garden, Usopp said he would die a brave warrior of the seas, and not only is this the perfect foreshadowing, but it's a blatant death flag too. This is convincing because all of Usopp's statements eventually come true, like when Usopp lied about pirates invading the island just for Kuro's crew to invade soon after, when Usopp talked about an island of dwarves, and then hundreds of chapters later we saw that island in Dressrosa. Usopp said he fought a giant goldfish, and then one appeared in Little Garden. The list is endless. Now we know Oda has trouble killing off characters. This can be seen in Wano, the biggest war arc in One Piece, and nobody notable on the good side actually died. Oda even sometimes brings dead characters back to life, like Pell or Kinemon, but when Oda actually kills a character, it's because they fulfilled their part in the story, and their character has come full circle, like Ace wanting to be loved in Marineford, and Pedro contributing to bringing about the dawn. Usopp's dream is literally to die a brave warrior of the sea, and that is why Usopp will die. For me, this would be such an impactful moment in the One Piece story, and would really raise the stakes and seriousness of the final arc. If executed correctly, people would love this way more than the death of the Mary and the nothing happened moment. Crocodile is a woman. In One Piece chapter 540, Ivankov threatens Crocodile by revealing his weakness. In an SPS, Oda states Crocodile definitely owes something that Ivankov gave to him in the past, which led to the Crocodile gender change theory, where Ivankov used her hormones to turn Crocodile into a man. In chapter 1086, we are shown Seraphim Crocodile, and he is seen to appear as very feminine, further validating this theory. When Crocodile was shown at Roger's execution in the anime, we could only only see the back of his head, making his gender more mysterious at the time. In the One Piece live action, during Roger's execution, we see a woman who many fans believe to be Crocodile before transitioning. This belief stems from Inaki accidentally revealing that Crocodile was in season 1 of the live action during an interview.
Mihawk, Crocodile. Well, that's
This crocodile theory ain't even a theory for me anymore. I'm just waiting for Oda to straight up tell us at this point. Monkey D. Dragon was a former admiral in the Marines. In Chinese mythology, there are said to be 4 seas: North, South, East and West. Those 4 seas are represented by 4 colors: yellow, blue, white and red. They have also been represented by different animals over the time, including a monkey, a bird, a dragon and a dog. It's already been revealed in One Piece that the admirals have code names. Akainu's is the dog from the West Sea, Aokiji's is the bird from the South Sea, and Kizaru's is the monkey from the North Sea. That only leaves the white dragon from the East Blue, which just so happens to be where Dragon was born. From what we currently know, Dragon was in the Marines, but he left because his ideas of justice weren't aligned with the Marines' views. It's very possible that Dragon was an admiral, as it would be perfect for the symbolism. I'm a pretty big fan of this theory. I think it has a lot of merit and it can only really enhance the story. Emu's Devil Fruit. Recently in One Piece it has been revealed that Saturn's Devil Fruit is inspired by Japanese yokai, although the Gorosei have yokai devil fruits too, so it makes sense that Emu would have one as well. There's a Japanese yokai named Umibozu which greatly resembles Emu, humanoid in shape, with inky black skin and a pair of large round eyes. The Umibozu is said to be an evil sea spirit that roams the ocean and causes calm seas to become dangerous. Aside from the obvious wording with Umi backwards being spelled as Emu, the most convincing piece of evidence of Emu's devil fruit being based on Umibozu is the lore. The only way to escape Umibozu is to give it a bottomless barrel and sail away while it's confused. We also know that the Umibozu does have a high possibility of existing in the One Piece world, which would explain the giant monsters at the end of Thriller Bark. In episode 1, Luffy's ship got swallowed by the ocean after Luffy said, "I'm going to become king of the pirates," which possibly provoked the Emu's devil fruit to react to such a statement, causing the storm to attack Luffy's ship. Luffy only survived because he was in a barrel. That could be foreshadowing, or at the very least a callback in the future to Emu's devil fruit. This would be such a cool devil fruit for Emu to have. Even if the reasoning in episode 1 is a bit of a stretch, it's just very in line with everything else in the story. Emu has been through the immortality surgery of the Ope Ope no Mi. Emu is ancient. Emu's been alive for 800 years, so that just leads us to the conclusion that Emu is immortal. But how is that possible? In Dressrosa, lore revealed that his devil fruit, the operation fruit, can perform a surgery that makes you immortal. This is not even a theory at this point. It just basically confirms a previous user of the operation fruit performed the immortality surgery on Emu. Next theory. Blackbeard is 3 different people. In One Piece, you can only consume 1 devil fruit. If you try to consume more, you will simply die. But Blackbeard is an exception to this rule, and for some reason he has 2 devil fruits, and he'll probably have a 3rd one by the end of the series. In the Odin flashback, it is revealed by Buggy that Blackbeard doesn't sleep, and in Marineford it's revealed by Marco that the reason for Blackbeard being able to have multiple devil fruits might be because his body isn't normal. These problems are solved by the theory of Blackbeard being 3 different people. He doesn't have to sleep if his personalities are constantly changing. Blackbeard's Jolly Roger has 3 heads. In One Piece, Jolly Rogers are a visual representation of the captain. Blackbeard is the only captain with a Jolly Roger that has 3 heads. The symbolization of 3 continues. Blackbeard is always seen carrying 3 guns. Blackbeard is an amalgamation of 3 characters, Edward Newgate and Thatch, based on the real life Blackbeard, Edward Thatch. In Jaya, Luffy and Zoro refer to Blackbeard as they, as if there's more than one person. This makes sense as his personality when giving the speech was completely different to his goofy personality earlier, meaning they were talking to the second Blackbeard. The 3rd Blackbeard would be the one that is a strategic mastermind, planned out everything in Marineford. I used to hate this theory, if I'm being honest. I don't like big plot twists at the end of a series that seem way too convenient, but now I realise that we honestly know very little about Blackbeard, and that makes this revelation fine for the story. It would only be a problem if we knew a ton about Blackbeard's past, and then it suddenly spawned on us out of nowhere. The D clan are all descendants of Joy Boy's crew, theory by pushover media critic. The D is a representation of Joy Boy's pirate crew, the Dawn Pirates. Each member of the D family is a descendant of Joy Boy's crew, and they added the D to their name as a representation of their camaraderie. Joy Boy is a pseudonym for the initials JB, which stands for his real name, Jaguar Binks, and he is a giant. This would all explain the giant straw hat in Marie's War, the existence of Jaguar D Sol, and all of Elbaf's history to the ancient kingdom. This would also add more meaning to the song Bink Sake, as it would be a song made for Joy Boy and his crew, the crew who liberated slaves. Joy Boy being a giant also adds symbolism to all of Luffy's giant attacks, which unintentionally replicate Joy Boy's size. This is a great theory, and I'd be happy to see this in a Void Century backstory. It ties plot threads together neatly, and it's just solid. Nothing to hate about it. Now it's time for the final theory. The One Piece is the creation of a brand new ocean, theory by Ashura Kingfisher and Mr. Morge. The One Piece world is currently split into 4 oceans because of the Red Line and the Grand Line. If the Red Line got destroyed, you would have to first destroy Reverse Mountain and then Marie's War, leading to all 4 seas connecting and leaving the world in one piece. So the base of this theory is the Red Line getting destroyed to create a new ocean, as this would leave the world in one piece. But what other evidence do we have to support this theory? In Fishman Island, Madame Shirley predicted that Luffy would destroy the island, and since Fishman Island is underneath Marie's War, or at least that's where you need to be to start entering the new world, that means with the destruction of the Red Line, Fishman Island will be destroyed too, and I assume the Noah is going to be used for all the citizens to safely get away. Sanji's dream of the All Blue, a sea where all 4 corners of the world meet, is not possible without destroying the Red Line, which adds even more meaning to this line in Whole Cake Island.
お前がいねえと俺は海賊王になれねえ
The ancient weapons will need to be utilized in the story for a major event, or else their existence would honestly be pointless and disappointing. So it makes sense that Pluton would be used to destroy the Red Line, and it would also make for a great reunion scene with the Boon. Now that the Red Line is destroyed, the Straw Hats will need to finally destroy Marie's Wall and end the Celestial Dragon's rule, freeing everybody from their reign and bringing about a new dawn, which is perfect symbolism for destroying the borders to the world and freeing the sea and people, and this fits perfectly with the main theme of freedom, making Luffy the freest man in the world. This is by far my favorite theory for One Piece, and I'm glad I could end off the video talking about it. Okay, I have something to confess to you guys. This video was originally meant to be about insane anime theories, but the more I tried to comprehend other series that I'm not so well versed in, the more my brain disintegrated, so I shamelessly decided to make a video about One Piece theories instead. But if this video actually does decent, then I'm willing to become a better person for you guys and make the other video too. Well, that's the end of the video. Tell me your favorite theories about One Piece in the comments, like the video, and subscribe for more content.